You don't know where they are, what they're doing?
Oh, oh,
What? You've lost touch with all your schoolmates.
yeah,
Geesh.
yeah,
Who'd you hang out with then? You got a new set of friends.
yeah, yeah. Well, obviously I've moved places within Devon since,
Haha.
but yeah.
How about your family? You've got
Oh,
a
it's
big family.
relatively small, I think. Or at
Mm-hmm.
least um, close family anyway. As far as my mother's side, yeah, it was a fractious sort of situation in the first place anyway. So, but yeah, again, I'm at that age where you see a lot of family die off, unfortunately. Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
um,
You're chopping down trees in our neck of the woods now.
mm,
It's amazing. Oh well, it's life, eh?
mm,
Things come in
mm.
patterns. Hmm.
I don't know. I live in a relatively small town, so
Mm.
and obviously it's one of those areas that everybody knows everybody else.
Yeah.
Uh,
So do you know them all? How long have you been there?
been here since 2000,
Oh,
so
okay. Wow.
26 years now. Yeah.
Wow, hey? Sure. So you're well established. So I came here in, I think, 2002, I think,
Okay.
or 2004, somewhere around there.
Mm.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't think it's. Gosh, how time flies, hey? So why
Indeed.
did you move
Yeah.
town? Did you move town for a
Uh,
job?
no. I was in an interesting situation, which I'm don't
Mm.
go to, but um, I just needed to move out of where I was at the time. Somebody
Mm-hmm.
invited me up here, and history is tells us this. Yeah, stay there.
How awesome.
Mm.
So do you own your house?
No, no, no.
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 There's a lot of resentment and anger here in New Zealand because the younger generation can't get into the housing market at under
Mm.
$1 million.
Yeah, same sort of
Is it
situation.
the same situation up there?
Yeah.
Do
Um,
my sister is around about 56 or 57, somewhere around there. She's
mm,
just bought her first house, and it's tiny. It's like an apartment.
mm,
You know, the rooms have got space for one bed in them. That's it. No
okay.
dresser, no, yeah, just a.
Right.
So yeah, it's a very strange and distressing situation when, you know, the entire younger generation is basically homeless.
Mm. And obviously, in that sort of situations, you can see rents increasing.
Oh.
Yeah,
Hmm.
for perceptive rents. Yeah.
Oh well.
I don't know, and you wonder why people don't start families as much
Yeah,
these
no,
days.
you can't.
Yeah.
I watched a really interesting talk how many years ago, 10, 15 years ago, I don't know, where this woman was saying she grew up in the years where moms were going to work. And
Mm.
she was so interested that her mom went to work. And it was this fascinating thing in her life that her mom did this thing that hadn't really happened before.
Mm.
And she had sparked this deep curiosity of what's mom spending her money on. So when she went to university, she did a study on what women spend their money on. And she thought that it was going to be makeup and underwear and all the little silly things that women want, right? What she found was that the price of houses has increased at the rate that women's salaries has increased over the year. So when women started working, they were paying off the extra of the mortgage. And then they put women's work wages up, and then mortgages went up. And then women asked for more money, and they got more money, and the mortgage rates went up. And the only thing that women have ever paid for is the mortgage.
Well, I was watching an interesting Lotus Eaters video not that long ago, and they were arguing that back 80s, 90s, you could buy, let's say 80s, you could buy a house on 3 times your annual of a middle class annual wage. Salary, single person, single salary, and now it's something like 5, 6, 7 times.
Yeah, but see, I mentioned something to John Galt, and he just went out. He just flipped out when I said it. It's a lot of this has to do with people not learning how to properly spend their money. You know what I mean? Because like, back in the day, man, back in the 80s and the 90s, people, you know, they had freaking, they had an amount of money that they're, well, I'm having a brain fart now, but they had a freaking, where okay, I pay this amount of money, I pay this amount of money. A budget. Yeah, they had a budget. Yeah. You know what I mean? They went according to a budget. Whereas today, people don't even care about budgets anymore. You know, I
don't know. People do, but with things like food prices and energy prices,
change. Yeah.
But it goes.
Well, my father didn't. I made my father make a budget when I was over in South Africa because I didn't know what he's going to do, and you know, I'm not going to be able to see him again. That sort of. And so I, you know, went through things with him, and he said, I haven't made a budget for 25 years because it's too depressing.
Yeah.
There is no way I could stay inside my Social Security. There's no way.
I think the depressing part is when you start realizing that you don't have that extra money that you want to, you know what I mean? Because it's like, they talk about like you need to keep your budget, what is it, 50 or 60% of your income. And there's just no way that people can come away with 40%.
Yeah, that's why people borrow, you know, because you're always short, you know?
Yeah.
I'm always over my overdraft. Always over my overdraft.
It's just
whenever I get money, I go up to the top where my overdraft is, and then I start coming back down again. I don't go over it. I mean, and the bank's fine with it. I've had an overdraft for 20 years now and been under the overdraft for 20 years. And
yeah, because they're making
the interest off me.
Yep.
Yeah. And there's something psychological about being in the red. You know, there's much more pressure on you if you owe than if you're above. If you're above, you tend to be more casual. And so in a way, it's sort of like almost like a motivator for me. Just because I can't afford anything. I can't afford a single luxury. I need to be owing the bank to remind myself the whole time, don't make the mistake of thinking that you're a human being and you could go and buy one of those, because no, you know. I'm one of the serfs digging potatoes.
It's pretty hardcore. You know, I mean,
That we live in some very hard times. I'm hoping that they're not going to use the desperation as an impetus to push the youngsters into war.
well, it could be a possibility. You know, things are kind of confusing right now for a reason, in my opinion. You know, it's not a coincidence that people are like sitting around wondering what the heck is going on. You know what I mean? Because nothing makes sense. Nothing.
Nothing makes sense. Nothing makes sense.
And I mean, when
Well,
I say
everything-
nothing, I mean nothing.
The only reason, the only thing that I can think where everything makes perfect sense is if you are an arms dealer.
Mm.
You're sitting in a pub right now, in a bar, shall we say, right now, having a cigar and a whiskey with your other arms dealer friends. I think you know exactly why things are the way they are.
Or if you're a
Oh.
banker, you're a banking executive.
Yeah, don't
Maybe so. Yeah.
don't say
It's true.
banker with arms dealer in the same sentence. You might get in trouble. Remember, you're in England.
Yeah.
Square mile.
I'm not suggesting anything. You did something.
So yeah, kind of be careful there. You're in the hot seat. Out of the three of us, you're in the hot seat, man. You're just like
You are.
you're a hop and a
Well,
skip away,
Believe
man.
Well,
it.
Based on some of the subjects that we've talked about and some of the things that I've talked about in the past, I'm surprised I haven't had any visits from the boys in blue already.
Well, that's because
Yeah.
we've kept you safe, man. We've said it for you, and you just kept quiet. You know, it's like I'm surprised, freaking, they haven't
We're
come.
foreigners. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, they have to
It's a big
actually.
privilege, isn't it? It's an amazing privilege to live in a society where you're allowed to disagree with the government.
Mhm.
And suddenly, when it's taken away, you're like, wow, I didn't know that it was so good. I've experienced that backwards coming from Africa to New Zealand. Like, wow, I actually can be contentious here. I don't need to worry that somebody will come knocking on my door at 2:00 in the morning with an AK. I can say something provocative just for the sake of being provocative. You know?
Yeah.
And not be killed for it.
we have not stepped over that line just yet in this UK.
Some of the sentences for some of the things are fairly ridiculous. I mean, for waving a Union Jack,
They're
I suppose all these things are nuanced.
they actually they did that too here in the United States. Like Georgia used to
Really?
have the Confederate flag, which was actually modeled strangely off of the Union Jack, and they literally took the flag away from there, and like the Dukes of Hazzard, whenever that big controversy was going on.
Are you talking about the battle flag? Banner?
The battle flag, yeah. The only reason why the Dukes of Hazzard became such controversy was because the car had the Confederate battle flag on there.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's an interesting dynamic between people who've been to war with each other, isn't there?
Mm-hmm. And you know what's the weirdest part about here in the United States?
Mm.
In schools, and I know this is true because I've had them, but they used to have flag days.
Mm.
Okay, where you went out on the field and you had sports and everybody did that all day and they called it Flag Day.